Best thing you had to eat while you were in New York, guest. What was it?
Can we talk about it when we get in the call?
I'm cool with that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you got at least some content.
You're unprepared, not us. I mean,
I'm ready, bro. I'm 100% ready now. I know what you're talking about.
I'm a little embarrassed.
You started 15 minutes late, so
well, I told you that from the jump. What episode is this? I bet you don't know.
69. Come on now, get focused.
Yo,
there you go. Welcome everyone to the Marvel Snapcast. I'm your host Ken, here with your co-host,
the top 5 best snappers in the world, Sino, because I snapped that hot fire, you heard? And we rep that power on all day. Let's go. What up?
Ooh, we've updated it. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And our other, exactly. Yes, and our other co-host, of course, the one and only. The one and only epic sax party person.
I was waiting for something. Look, if we're gonna do it, it's fine. We'll get, but I like the pause of uncertainty because it leaves people in suspense if they're listening on a podcast side. They're like, who is it? I don't know. Who is it? Pause. Unless if they're listening at 2x speed like I do on podcasts, because I'm just. Yeah, I don't know about I'm curious, like our listeners too. Like, and do you guys, if you listen to podcasts, do you listen to X or 1.5 or like? That's the only way I can ingest like podcast content.
Yeah. Well, it's ItsGuestGaming, yo.
I'm getting there. I'm asking a theoretical question. A lot of people don't know who I am yet, but that's fine. I will introduce myself formally then, because that's what we're all waiting for. So hello, hi. My name is Guest, also known as ItsGuestGaming, and after a couple of weeks, I am finally back.
Oof. It's been a long time, bro.
Yeah, it has. Yes. At least we got to see each other, though, which is cool.
Yes. And because Guest has been on vacation, of course. What's the matter? I can't pause when I'm talking. I'm just saying,
you're throwing off the chemistry, bro. You're throwing off the flow there. We thought you were.
We had a flow? Since when?
Because Guest was on vacation, us having this intro was definitely all over the place. We apologize. I'll make sure next time it's done correctly. So you guys know, again, I'm STG, the SuperTechGod, the gentleman with every variant in Marvel Snap. We have our co-hosts, the top 5 best snappers in the world. Sino. Why? Because he repped that power on all day and he spits that hot fire. Then, of course, we have the gentleman that you guys mostly know for that awesome Deadpool diner video. The gentleman that the epic sax party himself.
Sure.
The one only ItsGuestGaming. And together, the triangle, the one and only, the Triforce, we make up the Marvel Snapcast.
That was terrible.
What's the matter? Is there a delay? Is there a delay here?
I don't think there's a delay. I mean, there might be a delay internally, but like, I don't know if there's a delay in our broadcasts. But I'll simply say this, because we're actually going to talk about. I promise to our listeners, we're going to talk about Marvel Snap. We're not just going to shoot the shit and just be like, hey, it's a Thursday night. What's going on, boys? No, it's like. Let's legitimately talk here, because, our first topic is the fact that, hey, I'm back, and I was gone for 3 weeks. I was on vacation in New York, and I took a hiatus pretty aggressively off of Marvel Snap. And it was, as we prepared for our time apart, because we went to New York and, with my family, and as I prepared for it, I made a whole bunch of videos ahead of time. And so that way there was still YouTube content going out, and I thought I was going to be a lot more active in Snap while even on vacation, like just playing the game occasionally. I was very disconnected. Like, I barely played. I'd log in to get my daily rewards and stuff, and that's like it. Like that was in, out, I'm done. See y'all later. Because I was enjoying, where I was. I was with my family and I was enjoying it. But I missed Arisham Week, and I am so glad I did. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm so glad that I was not streaming and playing the week that Arishem released because
Do tell us why.
oh my God, I don't need to. Everybody who's listening to this podcast knows because that shit's still going on. Like,
wait, hold on.
Okay.
What?
That first week Arishem came out, it was a blessing. We all had a good time. That first week Arishem came out, we all loved it. It was such a great breath. You guys seen the tweets and the conversation about, yes, finally something different. It was awesome. Just like when Loki came out, everybody loved it for that first week. So I'm telling you right now, if you streamed it that first week like everybody else, you would have had a blast. Guess it's not until the week after where everybody wanted Erishem's head on a stick.
Go check your timestamps. No way. It was 2 fucking days. That's all it took. The first 24 hours, everybody was like, finally, Arishem, this is so fantastic. I'm so excited. This is such a fun card, and it's random, and it's cool, and it's different. Great, awesome. The second day, man, I'm really dominating.
It was actually anticlimactic. People weren't really hype on Arishem. He was actually something people were neglecting and didn't want to get. So if it wasn't like, I can't wait to play something different, it was, this is going to be whack.
A week.
Yeah, that was me. I was like, this is going to be a meme card.
Yeah.
Correct. And some people didn't get the card until... Right. So some people get the card till the next day because they felt pressured. Like, oh wow, everybody's saying this card is good. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then we watched over day 3, day 4, day 5 that weekend where the weekend missions came on out.
Yes,
that was the worst of it. And then and then by Monday in the creator chats, Monday we had conversation happening amongst the creators going, so how are we going to fix this thing? Like, I'm so glad I was not creating content that week and that it was all done ahead of time. And I didn't even make a real video. It was just like a meme video almost of like, look, everybody just throw in Mockingbird and Blob and Wave and Quinjet and Loki and call it a day. Like, it was basically what the meta currently is. And I'm glad I wasn't able to stream that week. Either way, what I know is that while I was gone, I missed the launch of Gwenpool and Hydra Bob. Oh no! And I was just
Bob,
I know, no. But I did get to watch the evolution, and I think we can talk about it briefly before heading into this week's card. I watched the evolution of Ajax, and I called it before I left on vacation when it was at a 4 cost that it had Darkhawk vibes, and then they went to 5 cost, and then they buffed it to 5/7, and now it's an incredibly strong card at 5/7. Hazmat package, you can run it as a 2-card package, or you can still run it with Mystique and make it a 3-card package. And this was my most hyped card of the entire month. I was watching Ajax be like, this is going to be a really awesome, strong ass card, and it is. Yeah. It's an incredibly strong card. Where now I'm sitting back going, I'm loving this. This is great. This is how I like to play Snap, is have these like big turn 6 epic moments with multiple cards. And it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And now we're seeing that with, some of the new cards like Cassandra Nova, big thing, like CopyCat, some big surprising effect. Yeah. Like there's some cool. Yeah. It's like big feelings of these with these cards. And I love it.
That BDE, baby. That's what we call it.
The BDE. Yes.
That's right. It's I'm with you guys. I agree.
I know. I feel like for the whole week that the whole 3 weeks I was gone, watching the conversation happen on like Twitter every now and then, a couple of chats every now and then, and just watching the meta, flow and survive as it was going through, and then coming back into it this past week. It's been very refreshing to have taken that time off and then dive head first. Like the day I was back, I landed, unpacked, took the rest of the day, following day, set up all the new tech, including the brand new camera that I'm using right now on this. And
smooth, baby.
Love this camera, man. It's so much nicer. Yeah. And then I was right into getting ready for what ended up being my big project, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yes, indeed. No, I guess that's awesome, man. I'm glad you took that vacation. Glad you took that time away from Snap.
Can I ask my question now? Because he stopped me from asking my question before. So can I ask my question?
Oh, shoot. Gonna cut me off. I was gonna get to that, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
where you were
how he felt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Guest, what was the best thing you ate out there in NY? What was the best thing you guys went out to eat and got?
Ooh, best meal I had, or
yes, yeah.
I mean,
what was the thing that you ate in New York and you were like, yo, that shit is the best. Like, I'm so mad I'm leaving because I won't get to eat that.
It might be the pasta from the pizza place that we order from regularly. It's a dish called, they call it the Deuce, and it's basically like
appetizing.
Yeah.
It makes you do the Deuce?
No, not at all. No. It's named after a guy that they used to nickname the Deuce.
The Deuce.
That it was like one of the founders' friends or whatever. And it's basically a spicy pink sauce with chicken cutlet and tomato and bacon. So it's kind of like in between this like fra diavolo mixed with chicken parm mixed with like what's the word I'm looking for? Like just a pink sauce. Like it's the only way I can describe it.
Sauce? Yeah,
a little bit like a vodka sauce. Like it's somewhere in between all that. Oh man, that is just like that was so damn good. That sauce, man. That sauce is just the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Any other questions you have before I continue?
Well, I didn't want to ask anymore because you have this. Do you have any questions? I would hate to cut in.
Yeah, this is true.
Of course, this is too late. You already cut it. Jeez, we can't get shit together tonight. What's going on?
We're all rusty. We're all rusty. That's all. We'll just get back into it.
I don't feel like I was rusty.
We're talking over each other. Yes. No, we're talking over each other. I'm talking. You cut me off. You know, you got to stop that. That's what the people said in the chat. Remember, don't talk over one another.
Clearly.
Please. But you know, Sino's just like, not today.
I didn't know where you were driving. I was trying to get in where I fit in. Pause.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, listen. I'm glad you had a great time on your vacation. It's always great to get away and have that time away from everything, not just snaps, everything in general, and focus on the family, etc. So I'm happy you had some amazing foods out here. If you guys didn't know, Guest is in PWROn, and in our Discord, Guest was sending us a bunch of amazing looking dishes, and I'm like, damn, I live in New York. How come Guest sent me this spot? Yeah, I mean, what kind of madness is this? But nonetheless, that was awesome. He showed us some amazing dishes. He showed us some amazing places that he visited, and it was a great experience to see him doing what he needed to do outside of being part of Marvel Snap. And as far as that wonderful card goes, Ajax is huge. He's becoming part of the crazy, like you said, big deck energy meta. And you weren't here to give him his rating, but for now, just because who you are, what is your rating on Ajax?
I give him a good solid platinum. I think he's just a really solid card. Good 2-3 card package. He's gotten a nihilist feel in that aspect. I'm going to give him a good solid platinum.
That's awesome. All right, perfect. All right, so now we go on to our other wonderful topic, and that is, of course, the new card that came out this week in the Spotlight Cash and the token shop. And that card is the one and only, ladies and gentlemen. This card loves to do cool things. You know what it loves to do? It loves to copy, and that name is CopyCat, guys. So CopyCat is a card that is, once you draw it, it steals the text from the bottom card of your opponent's deck, which is bananas because your opponent doesn't see the animation. I thought your opponent did, but it does not. So your opponent doesn't know that this card was drawn. It doesn't know that a card of yours was also deleted, right? The cool thing about this is she can be a 3/5 Iron Man, like we discussed before Guest went away. She can be a 3/5 Doctor Doom. She could be a 3/5 Galactus. She could be anything 3/5 besides an Infinite, But nonetheless, this card is pretty cool. It did get less shine because of the Deadpool Diner event, but nonetheless, it is a great card. And for me, my rating, I definitely gave this card a double gold. Guess, how do you feel about this card?
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I'm not sure if I'm gold or double gold on it right now, just because this is a great card in an awful meta for this card because of Arishem. And that lack of predictability plus another game mode, which is thriving with Arishem in it right now. It is very much so a card that when Deadpool's Diner goes away, when the allure of CopyCat goes away, all of a sudden, this is going to be a stellar Conquest card. This is a card that is going to constantly have that advantage. And when you're thinking of Conquest decks or going into multiple battles like you're doing a tournament, this is a good card for that style of play. It's a little bit less consistent in what you want it to do when you're doing the single style games like you would in Deadpool's Diner or in Ranked Ladder.
Right.
Overall, I think it is a good card. I'm not sure if it's gold or double gold at the moment, but I do believe that it will evolve further into double gold, potentially platinum over time.
Fair. Okay. Sino, how do you feel about the card?
I gave it a double gold. I'm not a double gold. Excuse me. I'm giving it a gold. I've gotten a lot of cool things with CopyCat. I've gotten a lot of uncool things with CopyCat, like Iron Fist and fucking Nova or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's sometimes it's not really great. I've gotten Cosmo and Iron Man also, which is cool to have. Cosmo in certain situations kind of helps. And then Iron Man, you have a 310 Iron Man. Who doesn't want a 310 Iron Man? I don't know who would want that. But it's very hit or miss. Very RNG type of card. That's why I'm going gold with it. I agree. It could eventually become better. But at this point, I think it's okay. It's a cool card. It's if you hit, you're happy. If you don't, then you're like, okay, cool. It's still a 3-5. You know what I mean? So it definitely has appeal. So I'm going to go gold. Gold is a pretty decent rating for me. So gold.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. The Arishem meta is really screwing it up.
Yeah, that's most of my was Arishem. Yeah.
Agreed. I've definitely got, like you said, I definitely got a Nova, right? I definitely got a Shocker, right? I don't want a 3-5 shot, right? I haven't gotten that yet. I would be happy if I did get it. You know me, I'd be still happy with that. But even though I'm lying, because 3-5 that can't only be played if you skip the turn, I'd be upset. But nonetheless, yes, I totally agree with both you guys. I definitely want the double gold because I do see the potential in it, especially in Conquest when that time comes, or in tournaments. It could be a great card to not only, mess up your opponent's hand, but give you insight on your opponent without you even doing anything. So I think it's pretty good for that. And I think once, like you said, the Arishem meta kinda die down, then this card should definitely pop off. Now, before we get into our next card, let's talk about the event that someone in this wonderful team of ours of the Marvel Snapcast was able to demo and test out first.
Really? Who?
Yes, you won't believe it. And put out a flawless, not an okay, not a great, not a flawless video explaining the Deadpool Diner with no issues. I'm talking like from start to finish in under, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the record, in under 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes?
Ladies and gentlemen, that person, of course, is the one and only ItsGuestGaming, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah. That's why I was so busy right after vacation. Oh man, it worked out where while I was on vacation, I was in communication with the devs and telling them, hey, I get back on so-and-so day, I'll be back in the office. And they're like, okay, the second you're back, let us know. Okay. So I told them, hey, I'm landing here. I'm available to talk on Wednesday morning. Okay. Hey, we'd like you to do this because of what you did for the IGN video and how much we all loved it and talked about it here. And you did a great job explaining a whole bunch of stuff. And we want you to put this out for Deadpool's Diner for the premiere. I was like, okay, this is better than a character showcase. This is a game mode. Like, this is awesome. So I'm like, absolutely. And I just got all this new fancy tech and stuff, like the camera and the green screen and all this. So I'm like, I have all the new toys, and this is going to be the first piece of content I put out with all of these new effects and stuff. So I flew together the whole setup, and they gave me access to the server and was testing out Deadpool's Diner. And I shouldn't say immediately, after a day of testing it, I DM'd the community manager who I was talking to, because there's several of them, so I won't say which one, but the community manager that I was speaking to specifically about it, I said, people are going to learn to love this game mode. It will become their favorite game mode. It's so much fun. It is so good. And I think it got a very bad rap because of the IGN video that we tried to rectify a little bit, with, the video that I produced. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to turn this into a video. And because how do you explaining the game mode? It's like, do you make it a how-to? Is it a hype video? Is it a promotion? Is it the tutorial? Is it like, so we talked through all the ideas, and we had a really great time, coming up with the style of video. And then you see the end result, which is on the official Marvel Snap YouTube now. And
yes, sir.
Man, that was a lot of fun to put together.
Indeed, guys. You guys must check it out. We'll leave a link down below for you guys to click on it. Make sure you guys click on it after you listen to this podcast. But definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed.
That's
I think the last time I saw it, it had the highest numbers of views of any video I've seen on the Marvel official Marvel Snap page.
I didn't know that.
Maybe the first video of Marvel Snap is higher, right, with them introducing the game.
Well,
but I think yours come right after. Like, come on, it was like at 60 something K, like,
damn,
day 2. Like, come on, like that's phenomenal,
really
right?
dope.
That is so huge. And I do wish it was on ItsGuestGaming's YouTube channel so he can monetize it, or on the Marvel Snapcast. I'm not being greedy, but that would have been awesome, right? For him to be able to monetize that video. But nonetheless, he's not greedy. He just wanted to make sure that you guys knew exactly how to play the game. And that's what we're looking at here. Deadpool Diner is a very fun experience. I totally agree. The bad rap that I think it got from a lot of people were people who weren't, how can I say, they were not open to the idea of Bubs and the Bubs system. And because the minute you play your first game, and if you lose, you get hit with a screen that says, hey, you need to purchase more Bubs to play, or wait an hour. And I think that threw a lot of people off. Yeah. But the cost, guys, is 100 gold. Now, I don't know. Maybe I can't talk like this. Maybe I can't say 100 gold ain't much. But to me, I'm sure all of us have 100 gold. I'm sure we all play dailies. I'm sure we all get 100 gold that we can utilize, especially for a mode.
Don't be counting on gold. Don't be counting on gold out here. Hey, bro, count your own gold. Don't be counting on gold, bro.
I hear you. As I said, I'm not going to talk like this. But this is a mode that allows us to do two things. One, brings excitement to a game that only had 2 other modes. And number 2, gives you an opportunity to get one of which is the cards that myself, our 2 guests, which was Docty and PWROn, said that this card will be the diamond card of the season, gives you access to that card for free. All you have to do is play the game. And in Cassandra Nova. So to me, I think this mode is super fun. Yes, it will be frustrating at times, but again, you don't have to get crazy with it. You could take your time. You could wait that hour. And of course, if you had, some of you guys don't, but I had ItsGuestGaming on my stream telling me how to maneuver it, which helped me out a lot because I was able to get Cassandra Nova without spending that much gold at all, right? So that's the best part. And I think, to me, this is great. And I really hope that Second Dinner sees how awesome it is and either brings it back every season or decide to keep it here permanently, but not, just call it a different name because, of course, Deadpool is based on the movie that's coming out. So I'm going to let Sino.
I don't think they should. If they left it Deadpool's Diner, I wouldn't have the biggest problem with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I just have different
Deadpool's Diner. Like, that's how we know it as, you know what I mean? So it makes sense.
That's fair. How do you feel about it, Sino?
Cool mode. I'm guilty of not really diving too deep into it. I played a few games. I retreated a couple games after they kept, I guess you could snap a bunch of times. I was like, all right. Sometimes I was like, all right, I'm not sure if I'm going to win. So I didn't want to risk too much. So what I did was I was like, all right, cool. If I felt like I couldn't win, I got out. I did it twice. And then the next game I played in Serial, I won the game and I was right there snapping right back. And I ended up getting mad bubs back. So it's not bad. It's just you gotta temper what you're gonna. If you know you got it, and then go in for it. Put the bubs in. But if you're not sure and you're like, get out of there. Don't risk too much. And the mode I think would actually play out better for you. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not a mode for me because I love to take chances.
Now you snap and I'm surprised you spend. Without guess, you're spending all your gold. I was pretty sure. Like without guess, you're spending thousands in gold.
Right. Yeah, but no, it was great. It was a great time, and it does teach you how to, like you said, know when you should fold them, right? Yeah. Guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with you. Guess, how do you told us your take on it. Is there any other insight you wanted to mention about this amazing new mode?
So I've saved this just for the two of you for this podcast.
Okay? Breaking world premiere.
So I've saved this because I think this is a great platform, for us to talk about it and let it be known. So these are the things that I could not tell you in the Deadpool Diner video. Okay? In the video,
we're ready.
So in the video, after testing Deadpool's Diner and looking at the system and looking at the values and the little charts of, how you move up in the gold in the process of whatever, I knew in the first 20 minutes of playing the game mode and looking at the stats that this would be something that people would be able to manipulate and bot farm. I knew it. And I knew it because of one very specific thing. And that's the fact that there are 15 tables. And after looking at the math and realizing how little I would potentially have to spend to speedrun it, if I wanted to speedrun it, I should say, I knew if I could figure this out this quickly, other people will too. And other people are going to do it. And that's exactly what ended up happening if you look at the global leaderboards. I speed ran Cassandra Nova in 55 minutes, and it cost me, and with bad play at that, I did it in 55 minutes, and then got the variant in just shy of 3 hours. And
I like the way you said bad. It was almost like you were scolding yourself. Just bad play.
Oh, 100%. No, it was bad play. Like I lost out my bubs on 2 games that I should not have lost my bubs out on because I was hoping it was a lose bot because I knew I was botting. And I was in a losing situation. I'm like, it's got to be a lose bot. If I play this, they don't move that Nightcrawler. It's a lose bot. And then it moves it. I'm like, mother, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But so I spent just shy of 4K gold to get the variant. That's altogether what it took me. And I knew that could be done. And the fact that there are so many tables on here, I even brought it up as a concern and said people are going to be able to exploit this, where they're going to fly through it in a day. And people were saying to me, or asking me, I should say, on day one, guest, can I get Cassandra Nova? Can I get her day one? I'm like, people will have Cassandra Nova day one. 100% people will have Cassandra Nova day one. And then you start seeing it an hour later. Literally. I'm pretty sure I was the first person in the community that may have had it on stream.
We snap surfed and saw it, so we can definitely vouch for you on this one.
I was flying through it, and it's very manipulative. So when looking at the economy of the entire system of, when you get the upgrades and the bubs and how the intervals and how they do it, I knew this could be abused. But my issue wasn't the fact that it could be abused. It was the fact that it could be abused at such an exponential scale that will give so many other people for the bub leaderboard an advantage day one. And it leads to me saying that there is a glaring problem with Deadpool's Diner that only one thing will fix, and that's gating. And it's a time gate similar to Conquest. So I'm calling it now here on the podcast, and I've passed this feedback on to Second Dinner directly as well. Deadpool's Diner has 15 tables currently at it. The first 10 tables all double. The last 5 tables are all times 5 when you're trying to get through buy-ins.
Right.
If they have to do one of 2 things, if not do both of them. A, lessen the amount of tables, and or B, they need to save the last group of tables to be gated for that. So it's like infinite conquest. The last 3-4 days, boom, people will then have the super high stakes tables accessible to them. So for the first 10 days, you're grindy, just like how you would be in Conquest. But then the last weekend, all of a sudden, whoa, crazy amounts of, millions and millions and millions of bubs are being bet, because the fact that I could already be betting I had 1 billion bubs day one. Like, the fact that that could be done should not have been the case at all with this game mode. It should have been a little bit grindier than it was. It should have taken gameplay rather than, hey, I got this done in a day. Like, I have everything I want out of the game mode. I have no reason to technically want to play the game mode.
Continue playing anymore.
Because 100 people are going to get a title that says best bubs. Like, I'm not even going to use the title. I'm playing the game mode because it's a fun game mode. I love the gambling aspect of it. And I'm playing when I am playing it to actually accumulate bubs rather than donate bubs, as I try to do every now and then to my community. I try to match it up appropriately, and I play competitively when it's in a true high stakes table, if I'm all the way in the high stakes. So I knew this was going to be an issue going into it. And I see it being a problem again if they don't resolve it, because they want this game mode to be used more than just a day. And clearly that was an issue. In addition, we had the whole, and I want to hear, Ken, your take on this.
Yeah, I want to ask you something again.
The whole situation about the very first table. A lot of people went into the diner, went all in, and they were out of bubs on their first game, and they couldn't get back for 3 hours. Second Dinner knows they screwed that up badly.
Yeah.
The resolution of lowering the cost of the table the way that they did, so that way you can get right back into it within an hour. If you've hit no bub mart, you've hit nothing, it's your first entry, it doesn't matter. Within an hour, you would be back as a time gate. Is that the proper solve to fixing the serial entry?
100%. I think you do need to lower the entry, because in my experience, I went in, I doubled it up. I didn't lose. I won, so I was able to continue playing. But I saw the people who played, snapped right the way through, lost, and now had to wait an hour. I think if you lower that entry, it now gives you at least 2 times to take that chance. And if you lose both times, then of course you have to wait that hour. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. Another way I think they can solve that actually is make the serial table infinite, meaning make it the proving grounds, right? So now play it as much as you want. You will only get set amount of bubs. You would never get anything higher than that set amount of bubs. So now if you just want to sit there and farm bubs, the most bubs you're going to get from that table is 16 bubs or 25 bubs.
I agree. Amen on that.
Yeah. And then this way you can sit there and just keep farming bubs so that, you play this table, you play serial for an hour or so. At least now you can go and play on, grilled cheese, right? That's the only way I see it. But I think that will be fair too, because that way people aren't feeling
and it's only 8
oh my gosh, I gotta pay X amount of gold to get back into it, or I have to wait that hour. At least it's like proving grounds. You go in and you just get the bubs you want.
Right.
Those are my 2 takes.
And what the next level over is 320 bubs in order to enter? Hold on. 160. Actually, that's not bad. It's the one previous to that is 8. So I agree with you, STG. I think it should be unlimited on the first serial. You know what I mean? So you can farm. It's only 8 bubs. If you want to farm up to 160, you know what I mean? Just so you can play pancakes. Right. It's you should have that option. You shouldn't be penalized in the very first mode. Now the other modes, I get it. I understand that. Yes. And I think an hour is a little bit extreme. I think maybe half an hour
I don't think hours extreme at all.
I think hours a little
because 100 gold to me, I'm sorry, counting gold, I think is not bad.
Damn, bro, stay out of our pockets, bro. All right, Mr. I got it like that.
But this is a good conversation, and this is why I want to hear this from you guys first. So, Ken, I heard yours. Sino, I wanted you elaborate a little bit more about how you feel about how they resolved the situation. Then I want to say something after.
Okay.
Well, I agree with you guys. I think moving it down to 8 was definitely much needed. You know what I mean? Like, I think I have a big problem with the time thing. Like, honestly, once you're out of bubs and you're down for an hour, I just think that's extreme. I don't want to wait that long, and that just might be me being on the go and having other shit to do. But I want to be able to play, and I think what Tech said is perfect. It's almost like almost comparing it to Battlegrounds. You're gonna farm your silver tickets up so you can move on to next levels and get more opportunity, more medals, right? Same thing. I want to farm my bubs up to the point where I'm able to play in cereal, or I'm not cereal, excuse me, pancakes, and I'm able to play in grilled cheese or whatever it was after or over there. And, you know, 8 bubs isn't a lot. Like, I would have to play a shit ton of cereal in order just to make my way up to pancakes and grilled cheese, let alone go any further than that. You know what I mean? So I think cereal at an 8 is perfect. I also think it should be unlimited. I'm right there with you. That's my opinion.
So with that, there's a little bit of a contradiction happening in your statement, Ken, and this is where I want to.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I thought you were talking to me. All right.
No,
cool.
no.
I'm here for
it's a Ken statement because we all agree that you should be able to proving grounds this. You should be able to play this mode at any point, automatically, zero concerns. In my opinion, I think we're all pretty unanimous on that. The problem with the time gating is in ladder and in conquest. And in a game that's meant to be casual, that is meant to have quick games more often than not, is something that they are very consistently preaching about the main structure of the game. Being time gated is contradictive to the model. And I think that if they let you get down to 0 and then have to wait or gold, even if it's an hour, is contradictive to the model. It doesn't make sense for the user to be in the app anymore, because instead they feel defeated. They don't go. Most users will go, well, I guess I'm going to go do something else instead. I'm going to go play Marvel Rivals. I'm going to go play another game because I lost all my bubs and I can't do anything instead. And now you've left the app, which is the last thing game developers want you to do. They don't want you to leave the app. So
preach on.
What you do, the resolution to that is kind of in between where you are, though, Ken. I think that if you go down to 0, quote unquote, Deadpool has the ability to regenerate, right? Which is why you get your bubs back every hour. But even in the first second that he loses a limb, he's immediately regenerating. In my opinion, if you go down to 0, Deadpool should pop up on screen and throw you 8 bubs.
8 bubs
automatically. You should never have 0. You should always have 8 bubs.
Take your ass back to cereal, basically.
Right. Every single time. Even if you go all in a cereal again, 8 bubs. Okay, here you go. Here's another 8. Have fun. That's what the bare minimum should be, because that won't break the economy of the game mode either. It's 8 fucking bubs.
Yeah, but that's fine. But I don't think we're talking the cereal. We agreed on the proving grounds for it, but we're talking once you bypass that, once you get to, let's say, for example, here, right? And you already had 500 bucks, for example,
right?
Or 600 bucks, whatever number you want to say. You lose those 600 bucks. At that moment, I think the hour mark to get you back to 1.28 is not that bad.
No.
Because now you had the option to either pay the 100 gold to get back to that number or wait the hour for the free. Well, because
you're saying because you're misunderstanding the mode. No. You're misunderstanding how the regeneration works. It's not going based on the top table that you ever achieved. It revolves along your bub refills. So if you've moved up in the rewards and you've upgraded your bub refills, then you're going to be able to get your thresholds of regeneration at higher intervals. It starts off at being only 240 bubs over 8 hours.
Right.
And then it goes up again Like yours is currently at 30 million.
40 million.
You know, there's the 7.5K interval. There's this, it's not conducive to the highest table that you achieved,
right.
which would be a good effect. Second dinner, it would be a good effect. Notes. But but that's what I'm saying. Because the system is the way that it is, it should never let you hit zero. You should be able to go, damn, I got so close here. It's like, you remember in oh my God, wait. Not Super Smash Brothers, Jesus Christ. In Mario Party, when you do the 4-person game and then they put you on the pedestals afterwards, and then they'd give away the coins to the first and second player, and then the fourth player sometimes got a random single pity coin at the very end.
Or yes.
That's what it should be. It's Deadpool coming out, giving you an 8-bub pity coin, so you can go back into cereal like, oh, you tried your best, here's a coin. You know, like that's what should be in the game mode. So you should never leave the game mode. You have the option to immediately go to another table and start regaining bubs, because even at the speed in which you could double up, quote unquote, your bubs in cereal fast enough, you'd still be there for another hour regeneration where you'd get 80 bubs back anyway. So
right.
Facts.
No, that's fair.
You'd be right in it. You should never leave the game mode. Never leave the game mode. And going down to zero makes you leave the game mode. They fucked that one up big, and they made it exploitable. And that's a problem.
They got greedy. Exactly. They started making you want to spend your gold.
So back to that, though. I also think this is an issue. The fact that right now, if I want Cassandra Nova's variant, I can just pay this much gold and get it without playing the game. I think this is a problem.
No.
I don't think they should allow this at all. I think the 100 to the 700, maybe that's fine. No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the 100 should just get you back to your cap. I think that's it. I don't think they should allow you to spend more than that, because this makes the variant to me not exclusive as I thought it would be. Because if you really want that variant, if I really want that variant, all I got to do is spend the amount of gold I have on me.
But isn't that the same way in the collection track on the season?
What do you mean?
The purple joint on, I forgot what it's called. I'm sorry, it's escaping the shit out of me right now.
Yeah, if you buy the season pass and you go to reward number 50,
you could just keep exactly. Just put spending gold and getting that.
Exactly.
No, that's fine. But this is an exclusive variant, right? Like, to me, you should have to play the game to get this. You should have to earn this. That's my whole point. And I feel that they're being way too generous on this.
Sound like the variant guy being a little salty on here.
I'm not being salty.
No, hold on. I don't think it's the variant guy being salty. I don't think he's being salty about it, but I see what he's saying, though. That right now the game mode has no exclusive thing that is rewarded based on play outside of a title. And the title is nominal. Because sure, you could attempt to make the argument and fail to make the argument that, you could spend a ridiculous amount of gold to get, X billion number of, bubs technically, and then get the title. But you'd literally,
anyway.
But in 2 days, people are already in the 20 billion mark in bubs, which means they'd be spending over $2,000. So no, it's just that argument is dead. That's not the case.
We have the collection king at 150,000 collection level who has that money to spend it. But you're right. We're not arguing that, because that won't be the case.
Yeah, it won't be the case that you can just buy it. And honestly, I don't mind people being able to buy the variant, because even if they do spend to get the card, to get a card and a variant in Marvel Snap, they're still going to have to play the game mode in some capacity, in some way, to move up and double up. You can't just gold your way from the very beginning of Deadpool's Diner all the way up without playing a single battle. You can't. The amount of gold that it would take to do that would be well over 200 gold.
Yeah, and that's what? $200 worth of gold.
Yeah, sorry, $200 worth of, that's what I meant. $200 worth of gold.
That's not a lie.
You know what? I'm about to do that. 200 in gold. 200 in gold. In gold. Yes.
Right. I am not. I mean, listen, some people got 200 in gold just sitting there because they're not using it at all. But
all that for a variant, though?
I don't want to talk about people's monies here, but $200 of gold to get everything in a new mode without playing it is bad. It should be $1,000 to get everything without playing the game. That's what I feel. Like, I agree with you guys. You should play the game. You should put in that work. But the fact that I could spend $200 right now to get everything in this collection track without even playing the game blows my mind.
I'm going to rewind this for a second here and ask Ken, when was the last time you played Yu-Gi-Oh?
Last month.
Okay. Like the physical card game, not digital, physical.
Oh, physical. Geez. After COVID, like right after COVID, 2021.
So when you were at that point versus when you were in your peak of playing that physical card game, how much would you spend on packs?
Oh, shit ton.
Okay. So just to normally get the rares, the super rares, the, whatever it may be,
or
right?
just buy the cards themselves. Yes, correct.
Right. When you bought the physical card, if it was a super expensive, top 5 expensive.
Yeah.
How much would you spend for an individual card?
I would say almost $100 for one card.
So then for the digital client to be able to get that card and that variant, this now seems ludicrous because it doesn't have a physical association because it's a PNG.
No, I didn't say, I know. I'm not saying it's ludicrous because it's digital. I'm saying it's ludicrous because it removes me even having to play the mode. Like, I don't even have to play this. If I'm Sino right now and Sino only played 2 games in Serial, I could say, F this 1 week cap that we have here, 1 week and 4 days. Let me drop $200 and get everything in this collection track. To me, I think that should not happen. Like you said, they want people to play this game. And I think giving people the opportunity to get things at that easy rate by spending only $200 eliminates that. If you want people to play the game, I think it should be higher. Me right now should not be able to use the goal I have and get this variant.
So I also pretty sure I undershot the projection. It's probably more than 200, but with that said, I don't, all right. but not tremendously higher. What I will say is I don't mind people spending money in the game, obviously. And no, for the trolls who are going to comment below, no, I don't work for Second Dinner. No, I'm not just calm the fuck down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get ahead of that.
You're really in competition for Employee of the Month lately.
This is true.
I will say that.
But I will say
that
because I look at it from 2 different points of view. I look at it from the consumer and I look at it from the point of view of the business. Now, from a consumer standpoint, if we want to buy keys, why is that any different?
If I want to buy,
you can buy packs with keys. If I wanted to spend for the For You bundle that comes on out, that gets me 6,000 collector tokens for $50.
Okay.
Why? And then I use those 6,000 collector's tokens to get next week's new card. Why is that different?
Because again, this is a new mode that wants you to play it to get what's on the collection track. Those cards are cards for you to get to play the game. So it's very different. This is like saying I should be able to pay for an infinity border, which we cannot. And that's my point. The infinity border is exclusive. It's very rare because you have to play Conquest and you have to win those 5 games. So why is it that why is this mode so exclusive, but yet everything on it can be purchased like that? That's my point. It should be harder. It should be more expensive, or we should be able to play like, the fact that you got Cassandra Nova variant in 5 hours or 3 hours,
3
is phenomenal because you played those 3 hours. You put in that work. But like I said, Sino can get that same Cassandra Nova variant in 2 minutes. You see the difference? I think it defeats that purpose without him even playing the game. And that's my point.
Sino, bro. Let Sino.
I'm not hating on you. I'm just telling you.
He does, bro.
I'm just saying. And that's my point.
It's pay to accelerate. It's pay to accelerate.
But you're not accelerating. You're getting everything.
That was a good point about the infinity borders, though. I will say that. Yeah, I did like that.
I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of the mode. I love this mode. And like I said, I wish it comes back every time. I love, me, I love snapping. So the fact that the game snaps for me, it's so beautiful. But I think people, like I said, will just be able to say, all right, I'll just spend the money and get it. And it is what it is. If that's your money, you do what you do with it. But I just feel it should be a little bit more harder because I want it to be more exclusive, just like those infinity borders are.
I will hold your argument up in the air at the end of this event and ask the community how many people got Cassandra Nova, but but could not have gotten the variant and instead decided to buy gold to get the variant at the very end of it all.
So
I want to know that.
I think people will do that. Like, for example, myself, right? If I play this mode up until next week on the 24th, the 23rd hour of this event, and I still can't get that variant, I'm going to buy it. I am. I'm going to buy it.
It's from the guy who said you shouldn't be able to do it. It says
no, I'm 100%. But Sino, that's my exact point. That is like my exact point. At that 23rd hour, if I didn't play good enough to get those bubs, I should not be able to get that variant because I did not play well enough.
Sino, are you sorry? Wait, Ken, are you infinite?
Yes, I've been there for day 3. I was not playing.
So I guess my question is then, if you weren't infinite and you decided to play Deadpool's Diner for the variant first and foremost, but you didn't make infinite, what's your priority? Deadpool's Diner to get the variant or hit infinite?
Yes. My Deadpool Diner. Card back is nothing to me. It's for the variant god. I want the variant first.
Do you think the community feels that way though?
Cap.
The community, no, see, it's not cap. I haven't been variant.
I know that I'm going to say that both would be a priority to him. He just go for the variant first.
Well, yeah, of course. The same thing with Conquest mode, right? I make sure I always play that. Even if I don't get the board, I need the variant, right? But if we came down to the wire and I had a decision to make, time is of the essence. I only can play this to get the variant over infinite. I'm definitely playing this over it. Does the community feel the same way? No, because the community doesn't care about variants like I do. So right? Some people in the community don't care. They just want the card. So as soon as they got Cassandra Nova, they stopped playing Deadpool Diner. And they went back to go to infinite, where I want to get that variant. So that's the difference. It all depends on the person. That's my take on it.
Good conversation on this, because it's interesting looking at like how people are looking at the mode and the variant in particular. And I'm going to quote from Second Dinner. I'm going to quote Steven to end this topic before we move on to Cassandra Nova and talk about her just in general. Steven from Second Dinner has told several creators the exact same thing, who have issues in regards to how they felt, whether it was day 1 or day 2, over looking at, you know, I'm never going to get Cassandra Nova. I have 0 bubs again. I'm at this threshold. I've reached X Mart or whatever. He said the same thing to every single creator. Breathe. Let me know how you are next week. I'm going to tell the same thing to the community.
It's going to take time.
Breathe.
Yeah, it takes time.
Play. Yeah. Let me know how you feel next week.
Correct. It will take time and you'll get there. I 100% believe so. Between the bots that you might end up playing because people already got Cassandra Nova variant, or they got Cassandra Nova and they're not playing anymore, all the way to your skill level gets better. You learn when to retreat. So in a week's time, I'm sure everyone will be able to. But there will be those who aren't infinite. There will be those who want to play Conquest. There will be those who don't have the time. And there will be those who feels this mode is too difficult to understand or put time in, but I want that variant, so I'm going to spend that money. Those are those people too. And I just feel that option should not be an option. That's my take. But yes, I like that. Breathe, and we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah. I like that point about if you're not infinite, how do you feel and all that. I think that's a good point too, because I'm infinite right now, so I'm not worried about like anything. But if I wasn't infinite, the fact that playing Deadpool's Diner and trying to climb on ladder would be fucking insane.
And that was
I do feel for people who are doing it, but we all know Guess is going to get to infinite in like 2 seconds. So
of course, but I'm just saying Guess was in that boat, but Guess, like he said, knows how to play Deadpool's Diner, so he wasn't worried at all.
No, it's but if you're not
I speed ran it just so I could get Cassandra.
It's sweaty. That's really sweaty and really like stressful for a regular player to have to get all this done in this amount of time. It is a little rough. So that was a great point, Guess.
Yeah. But for us content creators who play the game a lot, I like the fact that we're not spending the money. We're actually determined to get this card, and it's fun doing it. But yes, on the 23rd hour of next week, when that clock is ticking, I don't have that variant. Gold will be purchased.
He betrays everything he just said, and he just goes against it. And he buys it.
We'll see.
I'm just saying.
You didn't deserve the variant, bro. Don't even buy that. Keep that energy. Just don't buy it, bro. Don't buy it. That's
he's
all.
not
Keep
super.
that energy.
He's not super tech god. He's super tech good.
All right, so the next card that we were talking about this whole time, of course, is Cassandra Nova. Now, this card is, again, you get it for free as long as you put in that work or spend that money in the new mode. She's on reveal, steal 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck. This is a awesome ability for this card, and it definitely does break the game when I try to put her in the Sage list with the Wong and Mystique, but I'm not going to dive into that right now. I want to ask our wonderful person who got this card in 5 hours. Oh, sorry, 3 hours. Well, wait, the first card, not the variant. 1 hour, 55 minutes.
Yeah. Get it right.
How he feels about Cassandra Nova. Guess how do you feel about it?
I'm surprisingly not as high on this card as I thought I would be. I'll explain.
I'm with you on that.
I think Cassandra Nova is a good card, but she has some issues. Okay. Number 1, she's good right now because, again, we're in an Arishem meta, which means that she has basically 3 homes. She has a home in a anti-Arishem deck. She has a home in a Ravona Darkhawk deck, and negative.
Yeah, your card,
that's
the
like
Ajax.
Yeah, like
and Ajax. Yeah,
and Ajax a little bit, but not really that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Like not really. Like Nova is
right.
Because if you play her on curve against any other deck, then it's like a 3, 6, 7, depending on the situation. Like it's really like, okay, those are okay stats, but they can also be reduced. You know, that's kind of a big downside on it too. The Darkhawk deck is going to be the main home for Cassandra Nova because you can pump it full of rocks, then go ahead and take some of the power away from those rocks and all those other cards that you've now pumped into, having a Cassandra Nova, be worthwhile. This would be, if this was the type of game that had sideboards, this would be a great sideboard card because you don't know if you're going to go up against Arishem or Thanos or, you need a pumper card. Like this could be just a solid 3-drop. It's great. I've been throwing her into different types of surfer builds just to get her a little bit of extra power. But I think that when all is said and done with Cassandra Nova, when the dust settles and Arishem settles, Cassandra Nova is actually going to get buffed. And I think that she's okay just because we're in the meta that we're in. But over time, I think she's actually going to be too weak and they eventually change her to a 2-0.
2-0. All right, so you're giving this card a platinum, gold,
I'm double gold.
Love it.
It's good. Right. It's a really good card, but it will fizzle over time, just like Arishem will, because I think Arishem is going to get the Thanos treatment and is going to start in your hand soon.
All right. Sino, your take?
Yes, like I said, I think she's cracked against Arishem, right? And now that Arishem is the meta, if you're running Cassandra Nova, she's procking up very, very big. Like I think somebody played 3-8 exactly. I think I got like 317, 318 on me. So like I was playing Arishem Loki bullshit. So I was like, oh, she's cracked, right? But then when you really think about it, like I said, without Arishem being the meta, she's pretty okay, right? I actually think putting her in, shout out to USDG, your triple S card list with Sage, you have Wong, Mystique, Sarah, and you're doing these crazy things where you're doing like Sarah Onslaught with a little magic play, so you're able to put the Onslaught on Sarah, and then you're able to play so many cards on the end, and so a crazy combination of Wong, Mystique, and then you play Cassandra Nova, and then you can play Sage, and you can play Taskmaster to go with it, or you can do it I believe you have Wolfsbane in there now. I think taking out the Wolfsbane and putting Cassandra Nova in there, that will work really well. But other than that super setup that you're trying to do for Cassandra, I do think she can sort of fall flat on you. So I agree with Guess. I'm gonna go double gold for Cassandra Nova also. But it's like it's potential to be maybe, you know, crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it can get higher, but I like the double gold rating. I think that's perfect for Cassandra.
That's awesome. I actually went on the last podcast, I went diamond. I said this card's gonna be a diamond card. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna change that and give it a platinum, not even a double platinum. I give the card a platinum. I've been playing it in a Grandmaster card list. And that's been working out well. But still, the highest you probably get is like a 9, right? So it all depends on when you play her and when you Grandmaster her. Still, doubling her, the highest I got her was like a 3.9. I'm just like, this is bad. But the reason why I'm giving her a platinum is because of the meta we're in right now. And of course, like you mentioned before, even Thanos, somebody plays Thanos, you're doing good with her as well.
You're doing great,
Right. And if you throwing in Rock Slide and Korg, you're good to go as well. I haven't played it in a negative deck, which is crazy. You know me, I love Mr. Negative.
What?
I haven't done that
That's
yet.
Your favorite card. You don't like the Infinite.
One of my favorite
Mr. Negative. He be capping all day.
But definitely Ravonna. Definitely did the Grandmaster stuff. And it's super fun. I like the card a lot. But yeah, it definitely did not live up to its diamond standards for me. And I guess 2-0. I really thought they're going to keep her at 3 and probably give her a 2 power, like increase her power.
0-2 if you negative it? That's crazy. I know,
but I thought they make her a 3-2. So this way she doesn't work with Ravonna and they don't have another card that Ravonna just reduces, cost again. That's what I thought.
But her reduction doesn't necessarily super benefit Cassandra Nova tremendously. If you put Ravonna down on 2, it's not.
She's a 1 cost then. If you make it 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you hold her off until the end and maybe Wong shenanigans.
You don't want to make her at the end though, because unless it's an Erisham deck, you don't care. You want to play Cassandra Nova as early as possible, and then probably try to do it again with Grandmaster on turn 4. So if we have Ravonna and she becomes a 1 cost, then you can either do it last by just dumping your opponent's hand with Rock Slides and Korgs, and then probably playing Master Mold or Black Widow, and then doing that, what you're saying, Wong.
So you're saying don't play her late because your opponent has the opportunity to draw cards and with
correct.
Correct. I got what you're saying. Correct. I got what you're saying.
That's why now I have Ravonna on 2, her on 3, either way. But again, doesn't make sense because she's a 3 cost anyway.
Right.
But I do
some
that now.
Black Widow shenanigans, you know what I mean? Where you're stopping the draw.
Yeah, Black Widow's
Master Mold.
He's in that card list too.
Yeah, where you're both in that card list. You know what I mean? Really keeping your opponent's cards in their list.
Correct. Yeah. Hope Summers. I have Hope Summers, Kitty, Master Mole, Black Widow, Grandmaster, her, not Dark Hawk.
Rock Slide.
Yes, so that I can definitely do that. And then one game was so crazy because I played her on the left on Hope with Kitty Pride, played Grandmaster on 6 on that lane and flipped her over in the middle. She became a 334. And then I played the Dark Hawk on the right lane when it was against Erisham, which was a 33 power. And then Mystique on the left, which was also a 30-something power. So it was just 3 lanes of big 30-something power card. That was great because of Erisham. But that's the card list that I'm definitely playing.
I definitely got to tell you guys something when we're off air. Big news on the PWROn side. I just got notification. That's crazy.
All right.
I can't wait to tell you guys when we get off air.
Teasing the community. All right. Have a great night, everyone.
I cannot wait to tell you guys. This is great. Let's go.
So that's awesome.
Let's go.
So that was great. So now we talk about the awesome event that happened when we were able to meet up with ItsGuestGaming in New York. And that, of course, was at Brooklan, PWROn's own Brooklan tournament. It was sponsored by PWROn and Snap Judgments. And the guest of the show, if you guys can guess, it was ItsGuestGaming.
Gaming, yes.
Everyone was happy to see guests there. They were happy to be able to finally meet this tall giant that doesn't look that tall in his picture, but the energy that people were so excited to be able to finally meet guests was huge. It was phenomenal. I love that energy.
Yeah,
Guests
that was cool.
Was able to hang out with me, shoot some pool, which he won. I'm not going to talk about that because my mind wasn't there. That's the excuse I'm going to use.
I whooped him.
We played a bunch of pool, but we actually got to talk. I got to know SuperTechGaming and who he is. And because, of course, you guys see us do this together. You guys see us collaborate a lot. But sometimes we don't get to sit down and talk about us. We talk about Snap.
Life. Yeah, everyday life and family and all this other stuff. Yeah.
So we were able to do that. And then Guess went out of his way to bring us some amazing rum that we're going to cheers on the next. No, we're going to cheers once we hit 1K followers.
I love it. Yes, we popped bottles. My shit is still sealed. My girl loves it. I showed her. I was like, look, babe, we got this. But we definitely going to break that seal when we hit 1K.
When we hit that 1K, we're going to crack that open. We're going to cheers to that.
Hell yes.
Rum all the way from Brazil.
That's right.
For that. Guess came powered on up. He was repping Power On from that hot ass thick cotton shirt.
Dude, like she's like, look, I want Power On to do well. I want Power On to be represented in the community. I want people to wear our Power On merch. But only if they live above the Mason-Dixon line and typically are surrounded by polar bears, because these shirts should be used in the Arctic exclusively. They are as thick as a mouse pad. Like, they are so insulated warm. And of course, the day that we had the event that I'm wearing this shirt, it was like, I don't know, like it was humid and a bajillion. It was somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it was about around 90 and change.
Oh, and here I am, being like the gracious guest, with a giant backpack full of Brazilian cachaça that I'm lugging around New York. So I'm getting a workout while just like breathing, because, oh my God, that shirt was so warm. I mean, this time of year, it's great. Down here in Brazil, it's my winter shirt. It's beautiful. It's insulated. It's great. It's awesome. But
not in the summer in New York.
Not in the summer in New York. No.
Yes,
that's why we're proudly announcing right now the Power On swimsuit line to help counteract this all.
That's right.
This was actually a line that was literally requested by Power On's very own Felicity. She has requested to have these items made, and I cannot speak for which one of us will be representing these and doing the photo shoot for the official Power On calendar of 2025.
He's going to be doing the Speedos.
Yes. If Ken models the Speedos, we won't see them. So it's.
Oh my God! I quit the show.
He's right though. He's absolutely correct. We'll make sure you guys see them. Don't you worry.
Quit the show.
Oh man. But yes, if you guys are coming to SnapCon, and you better be coming, not wear those Power On t-shirts.
Yeah,
because it will be blazing hot in Florida.
Or cut the sleeves off, make it a Power On like sleeveless
shirt. Don't even. Nah, still too powerful.
You're gonna have to rip it down the middle like a vest, just like so it's like Power On, it'll be great.
Superman
but I'm pretty sure we need a laser cutter to cut through it because it's so thick anyway. But rock that shirt for the Brooklan event. But legitimately for the Brooklan event, first off, I gotta say it was absolutely fantastic just to finally be able to hang out in person, the three of us together. And just talk and shoot the shit and just kind of, do our thing. But now not just giving each other crap and sassing, digitally online and talking here on the podcast. Like this is, and any of our Discord chats that are the three of us as well, like anybody can attest, like this is just how we talk. So now we're doing it in person, and now I can actually push Sino on the shoulder, but shut the fuck up. It was.
And I can climb up there and smack us in the back of the head.
Exactly. You're like Mario trying to get up the ladder. So it's great. It was. It really was a lot of fun, and also we had a lot of people come from some from surprisingly. I was surprised at like Virginia traveling also as far as like coming to Brooklan. Like Gaming with Flash was with us, and Perry was with us, and Pulse was with us, and like oh my god, there were so many people. Denim again, like we had so many people traveling. A lot of people, a lot of community
Timmy,
came out. Timmy, like oh my god, it was just so cool to hug these people, you know, shake hands, high five, scream, talk, like it's just
shout out to Falcon,
and shout out to Brooklan as well for having like I was very surprised with the space. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting the whole production studio and like this commentator's room and the setup with the computers and everything. Like they had a really good setup. Like I was
I was surprised there was AT in there. When we were in there the first time, we were sweat boxing in there, boy. We had hoodies on and everything. We were just like, yo, it is hot in here. But when we were casting, it was perfectly cool. Yeah. Ken had like 7 or 8 fucking yellow mango drinks.
Those were phenomenal.
And a shot.
And a shot. I had a shot. He had like half a shot, I guess. Let's keep I just keep it real.
I drank the rest of it later. I know you're talking about.
He's a damn lie. He threw that shit right in his mango drink. He knew that.
Well, I drank the rest of it later. Don't worry about it.
That's a lie.
He had he didn't have a shot, but no, but
he could. He was faded.
But it was amazing. It was so much fun, man. Oh my god.
Yes, that was a fun time, man. The tournament was very entertaining too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And shout out to Perry too, because he did a great job with you guys.
Perry.
You guys ripped it up.
Yeah. He was so much fun to cast with, and shout out to Perry Manilow because like I've done a lot of casting, as many of you know. I've cast with a lot of different people before, and I've cast with that was my first time casting with him. And he's very good at creating and feeding the conversation and knows how to do the handoffs really well. So creating that questionnaire, listening to the question, look at the gameplay action. We talked briefly before of like, I like to do this. He likes to do this. Perfect. And it just felt incredibly organic. So that made for a really good experience to be able to cast with him too, as a first time casting experience with him. He was incredibly suave and smooth about it. He has a great radio voice in that type of conversation. Great analytical breakdown, so it kind of balances out my super hype, loud, screamy, approach to shout casting. Like it was just perfect. So he was a really good guy to cast with.
Right. No, I agree 100%. I think that honestly, like, there's a it's sort of the same thing with me and Tech. He's very just like smooth sounding and very like hello, how are you, and I'm very hype, what up y'all, like, so it works with like the chemistry. And I think that's the same thing with you. You're very hype. Perry's very mellow KTU Z100 sounding VJ type.
No, Z100. No, Z100. He'd be like, woo! He'd be like all over the place and sound effects.
Well, okay, so you're Z100 and he's KTU. There you go. And if you guys don't know, those are New York radio stations out here. They're very smooth listening on there. So it was very it worked very well. You trying to pet Perry's face while Perry looked very scared. It was awesome.
It was funny.
That probably was funny. When the liquor was in the system at that point.
The liquor was in the system the whole time, but that's
it is.
You just you make it work. Actually, no liquor, only beer, but you make it work. You make it work. But we had a great time.
And guys,
great time.
And that's basically what we like to do here at PWROn, and just in general, is have a good time, especially with the community, and go out and do these type of events. And if you're in the tri-state area, or if you're not and you want to come out and hang out with us at Brooklan, when we put those things out, definitely come out. You'll have a good time. We promise you. You will have a blast.
Good food, good drinks, good company, great games.
Yes.
You can't ask for anything better.
Cannot. But we're going to go to SnapCon this August. So make sure you guys buy those tickets. If you guys want to have that experience in Florida or in down south, anywhere, just come on by, have a good time with us at SnapCon. Check out Felicity's site, felicity.gg, to get those tickets.
16th and 17th, y'all. Get your
That is correct. Now, we're on to our final topic, and that, of course, is the event you guys should be seeing a little bit after this, if you're watching it on Friday, and that is the Deadpool's Diner Conquerors event. Now, I don't think there's any controversy, but people are saying there's a lot of controversy. Nonetheless, I'm happy to see the people that made it on the list, especially PWROn's own Pawnee Pun.
Let's
I
go.
am excited
Let's go,
to
Bessie.
see
Let's
her
go.
on that list.
Let's go.
Well deserved. Pawnee Pun has been putting in that work, streaming almost every night, doing a bunch of things, and she got the recognition she deserves, and I'm happy for that. I don't want anything to take away that shine from her and this event that she's about to put on tomorrow. And because of that, I'm also choosing her as my winner to get me that exclusive variant.
Ooh,
so that is,
I like that. I like
that's
that.
my
But
take
you know
on
that's
it.
your shot at the variant, right?
I got faith in Pawnee. I think I put that pressure on her, which I tried not to. I put that pressure on her, and I think she's gonna actually, step up to the challenge and try her best.
You should have voted who I voted for. Then.
And who's that?
I voted for Pawnee Pun because that's who's gonna win. Let's go, Pawnee. Let's go.
There you go.
Guess who you got for real? Listen, we know you might be picking someone else, and that's fine. Who you got?
It's fine. I did a full breakdown on my stream because I looked at the whole bracket and I said, look, this is an advertisement. Okay, this is a commercial advertisement. Conquerors, they have the top creators in Snap, and they have a lot of big names, but not necessarily Snap names because we're trying to get more people into the community, obviously.
Correct.
So I get that, and that's the purpose of this one. That's why Cozy and Alex are hosting it. That's why you see the Snap creators on that list that you do see. It's an advertisement. And it's a great list. Like the fact that Disguised Toast is on this list is insane to me. Like that's like, that's like primo creator. So I'm like, golf clap. Well done. Well done. I broke it down. I think that it's going to be a Snap creator. I think for sure. I think the top 4 is going to end up being KM Bess, Atrix, Jeff Hoogland, and Dara. And I think if you went with any of them, you'd have a really good shot. Me personally, I think that this is going to be the moment that we see KM Best earn the title of KM Best. And I think he's going to be, I think he's going to take it home.
Okay. Betrayal. Get guest out of PWROn. You're out. You weren't supporting us.
No, if you look at
Pawnee, Pawnee was there when I told her. She was in the chat. God. I broke it down.
You're messing up our pick psyche right now, Guess. You're psyching her out. What's wrong with you, bro?
Because here's the thing. I want to say that I have a variant that Ken doesn't. So we can't pick the same person.
That's fair. And if it comes to that, we're going to be using those coins. I'll be talking to Second Dinner and say how much I have to spend to get these variants. But I got faith in Pawnee. I got faith in Pawnee because I think this is, like you said, this is a showcase. This is not a tournament. So anyone can win, guys.
It's actually,
If it was a tournament, we probably would be picking differently based on that. But the fact that it's a showcase, yes, you do need some type of skill. So I do agree with Guess. It's going to be a Snap creator that wins this because the other persons that are in this is more so to bring their community in to show them the game. And hopefully some of them, this looks fun and decide to download it. And the more people in Snap is better for everybody around in the community. But I do believe it will be a Snap creator. And those picks are very good. Dara won one of them, right? Atrix plays nonstop as well. Jeff Hoogland is very intelligent in the game and plays it well. And KM Bess is also one of the best players in the game. So I get your pick. But because we rep that power on all day, Pawnee's our pick for sure. Pawnee, you got this.
That's right. And I agree with both of you guys that a Snap creator is going to win this. I think the Snap retreat mechanic, I think, is going to make the difference here. And if you don't play Snap, I don't think you're going to have it as down as a Snap creator does. So I think that's what's really going to make the difference here as far as, trying to get bubs and knowing when to get out and staying in and really executing the game.
Correct. And to finalize what I have to say lastly about the event and how people perceive it, some people perceive it, not everyone. I do see that there aren't Black creators in the event, and I don't think it's Second Dinner's fault per se to say why they didn't invite anybody from the Black community in there. I just think that if we want to support the Black community in Snap, then we should support the Black community in Snap. I think it starts with everybody, not just Second Dinner. I think everyone, if they feel that strongly about the Black community. They should be there helping support, because the Black community of members put on their own events, Tournament of Power, or they do their own streams, etc. And I think we should have more of that support from the community first than anyone else, because at that point, then Second Dinner or anybody else can't overlook those members. And that's my take on that.
Okay. I like that.
I said it on my stream today too. You should have been in that list specifically, Ken. Just saying.
That's fair.
Because
that's fair. I
you've earned it.
I like that.
I told him the same thing. I said the same exact thing to him. I honestly, and no shade on anybody else who was in it, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
no. Yeah.
Oh, no, of course not.
You definitely deserve the spot in there just because you're an OG and you've put in a lot of work. And I think what you mean to the Snap community is massive in comparison to maybe somebody else. I just think you are one of the staples in the Snap community. So I think you definitely should have been there just to represent for us, for people, for Black streamers, for Puerto Rican minority, anybody, whoever right. You are, and the minority group. It could all be POC. All of us. All POC. Yes, just having you in there kind of would make us feel a little like, okay, cool. We got somebody in there that's kind of representing, and maybe one day, you know what? If I gotta get mine. I'm gonna get to where he's at, and I'm gonna represent for us too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just would have made me feel better, and made me feel like they actually were sincere about what the whole, what the past.
For the last,
it would be a little bit more like you hear us, and you're a little bit more sincere right. about showing some diversity in your tournament. Your tournament doesn't look very diverse to me. It looks very one-shaded. So that's just my point. No, I'm not mad. I'm not complaining.
No shade on any of the shades that are in there. Also,
yeah, exactly. Represent. Right. I'm just saying it helps our community see somebody representing us in there too. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm saying. But good luck to everybody that's in it right now. Yes. Shout out to Pony, because I know you gonna win it, and we're not gonna make it a rainy day for the people that are in it. You know what I mean? We're still gonna support them. We're still gonna show them mad love. And but maybe it just would feel better if we'd feel like heard a little bit if there was just some representation.
If Pawnee wasn't in the event, then it probably would have been a different time.
Right.
It probably would have been a different day. Then it would have been different. We would have
been singing a different tune a little bit, but not. But we're not trying to make a rainy day for anybody in it. Right. And more power to you guys, man.
Right. Agreed. But definitely support your Black community, guys. Definitely.
Yes. I think what you said was perfect too. I mean, we can't just wait for moments to be outraged. Right. We have to support. We have to support our POC streamers all around. So if we're gonna support them, let's support them. You know what I mean? Let's just not find something to be upset and attack Second Dinner over. Let's actually show that we're concerned about these people and show them the support so that they are considered for these opportunities and they do get it.
My guy. All right, guys. Sorry to talk you guys' ear off. I know we've been talking for a long time.
Just addressing what's going on out here in these Snap streets, bro.
It's all good.
Catching up. Yeah. I've been catching up. It's a great podcast episode. I definitely enjoyed this one. We definitely had some issues in the beginning. That's on me. Me, as you guys can see, having new things behind me. My son has moved in with his mother, and I have my old office back because I gave it to him when he came to live with me.
He's closer to his uncle now, y'all. Let's go.
Yes, he is. He's 10 minutes from his uncle Sino. So he is going to high school out yonder, which is a better place to be, a safer place, better educated place. So it was a sad day to pack up his stuff and send him out there. But of course, I'll see him on the weekends as much as possible. But nonetheless, I'm back in my office because I got kicked out of the living room because my daughter decided that she wants her little corner back. So I gave her back her corner. Nice. And now I'm in this room. So that's what happened. So forgive the beginning. We'll get that all airing out for the next one.
Oh, good, man.
All's good.
All right, guys. Till the next episode. Peace.
Subscribe.